Next, to the calls from vineyards and winery owners in Kent for Eurostar to reinstate services to the county. The operator hasn't stopped at Ebbsfleet or Ashford since the pandemic, but the wine producers say an international rail hub would help the burgeoning wine tourism industry, as Sarah Smith reports.
Speeding straight through when there's so much to stop and see. Among the highlights, our vineyard owners would argue, the rows of vines which have transformed this landscape, and the smart wineries producing world-class produce. But the international station, which could be at the heart of it all, is still shut. Doors closed in March 2020, and Eurostar seems to have little appetite to reopen them here or further up the line at Ebbsfleet.
And we're walking down the nice sort of south-facing hill, looking down over the Romney Marsh towards the coast.
Only 9 miles from Ashford International, it's budburst season at Woodchurch Vineyard. The vines are waking up. They produce 20,000 bottles a year from these 10 acres, and more than half their income comes from tours and tastings. But Eurostar passengers have to go via London to get here.
They get the chance to see it on the high-speed link, and they can look out the window and see. They can see vineyards from the window if you go on the high speed or from Eurostar. But to actually be able to get out and see them and see them in the flesh would be even better, wouldn't it?
At the other end of the scale, Chapeldown is one of the country's biggest producers, selling wine around the world. They welcome 50,000 people a year on wine tours, keen to make the connection between the land and what is produced here.
To look for the clarity is obviously to see what colour it is.
The reopening of Ashford International would be a great place for people to jump off the Eurostar and be able to come here to visit our beautiful vineyards just half an hour away. There is a wine region being born here in Kent now. There's absolutely no reason to rush through.
Earlier this month, it emerged other operators were looking at offering competition to Eurostar and talking about reopening Kent stations.
It's a great wasted resource. Anybody from East Kent who wants to go to Paris or Brussels or Amsterdam has to go all the way back into London and then change trains and come back the way they've just been. It would be so good to bring that back into use, but you're only going to get it when you've got proper competition.
Kent's wine industry is just one hospitality business hoping that change could come. Eurostar says it has to focus on St Pancras at the moment, but will review the situation next year. Sarah Smith, BBC South East Today.